We're going to learn more about the show, Ordinary People. It's coming up at the Wert Civic Theatre, and joining us today, Steve Fall, one of the cast members, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right,
Great
so tell
here.
us about the show. Is it based on, like, we know the movie from the 80s, but,
yeah.
I mean, is it kind of based on that, a book? Tell us more.
Well, it's based on the book that was originally written back in the 70s, and then they adapted the screenplay for the film Ordinary People. In fact, the adaptation won an Oscar. So that was a pretty big film in the day.
Certainly was.
So we're just taking it direct from the book. And it'll be a little bit different, but you know, you have to change things around for a play to work.
Right.
So
exactly.
That's what we've done.
All right. So tell us then about the play, kind of a little background maybe on it, because cast is smaller and you guys are kind of on stage all the time. So tell us about that.
Yeah, there's less than a dozen of us, so we're almost always doing something. The show is about dealing with suicide. It's a hard drama, but well worth the journey. What has happened is a young man's older brother has died. He died in a boating accident, and now he, Conrad is his name, is dealing with the aftermath of that and how his family is reacting to it, particularly his mother. And it's like, how do we cope with this? And it was something written in the days when dealing with this was verboten. You didn't really talk about it. That's the way the mother's reacting. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about death. We don't talk. And it was also an era where it was commonly believed that if you were well off and you were well adjusted, these things, you could just deal with it. We were learning that's not the case. Everybody has to deal with this.
Right. So it kind of hits home for even now, because we're talking about mental health issues and, you know, deal with it, therapy's okay and things like that. So that's kind of like where this goes.
Right. Just as relevant today as ever, because, yeah, we are, and even more so. So I think it's an important show for young people to see. That's how I saw the movie. I was a freshman in college, and it really resonated in that era, and even more so today. I'd like to see some young people see the show. We've got a lot of young cast members involved, some local high school students, including Carrie Briggs, and I'm gonna have to look her up but Josie Ricker is also in it. Evan Joseph and Jesse Dothan, if I'm saying that correct. Donovan, sorry. So, yeah, some young people are involved as well.
See, that's good to have young people involved in a show like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, you had mentioned that there's like kind of 4 big cast members too of that, you know, that are part of the family, I guess, in the show. Right.
We have Trip Elliott as the father. He's playing a father trying to cope with all this as well. He's got a good relationship with his son, but as you might imagine, this is going to test it. So Tripp is very good at bringing that to life. Carter Hoffman is our lead. I believe he's her lead. Sorry, I'm not sure I should say that. But he's playing Conrad. Okay. And he is obviously the one dealing with, so he is in practically the entire show. This young man is really stepping it up to do this. So, and he's driving all the way from New Carlisle to do it.
Wow, so, that's pretty neat.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have Nicole Merkel as Beth, the mother, who's not handling this well. So.
And tell us about your role.
I'm Dr. Berger. I'm the psychiatrist, and it's a very testing role for me as well. It's probably the most challenging thing I've done so far.
Well, that's cool, getting out of your box a little bit.
Yeah, definitely out of my box.
It's an important character, though, as you mentioned in this whole show, so helping out with the therapy and things, so, okay.
Exactly, and the importance of that role of the psychiatrist to be able to talk, get these things out.
Right, all right. 2 weekends of Ordinary People at Wert Civic Theatre, February 7th, 8th, 9th, and the 14th, 15th, and 16th. And new show times, Sundays at 2, and then the other shows are at 7:30. So I assume get your tickets now, right?
Oh, yeah. Grab them now. because that's the way these things go. They just go fast.
That's good, yeah. And as you mentioned, it's an important show, an important message, so it's really good to get there. So I assume high school age and up, what would you recommend?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone from about 16 up, really. Okay. I would encourage any young person to see this. It's very important.
Right.
But it's not dour. We have moments of humor.
There you go.
We do have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Important message that you guys are presenting at Van Wert Civic Theater. Thanks for coming today.
No, you're welcome.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.